And welcome to the super fun, awesome, happy time. Let's capture amps and put them in a little box and call it ToneX Pedal Show. My name is Gabor.
That's not very nice. Hey, welcome along. I'm Alex. We're going to check out this, see what it does today. Please like and subscribe on the channel. Thumbs up, ding the bell. Comments below what you think of the ToneX.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. And this was sent to us by the good folks at IK Miultimedia / Amplitude. Thanks. So this is what you would call a sponsored video.
Thanks, Mr. IK.
Thank you, IK, last name Multimedia. So, what is ToneX, you may ask, Alex?
What is ToneX, I might ask?
Yes. Not scripted at all. So ToneX, I've done a video, you can watch a video up here where I sort of generally look at ToneX. So ToneX is something that IK Multimedia brought in a little while ago, which is basically a profiling, capturing way of profiling, capturing your amps. Originally, this was all done via software that you then could integrate with Amplitude and all that sort of stuff, right? Yeah. But now, they're bringing out this thing, or they have just brought out this thing, which is the ToneX Pedal. So everything you can do with the software, I mean, you can't capture stuff with this, but you capture the stuff, do it in the software, and then put it onto here and use it in a live scenario.
For your playing pleasure.
For your playing pleasure. Not only that, so basically it's a standalone box where you can put amps, distortion pedals, EQ stuff. You can model it all or capture it all and stick it on there. But it is also an audio interface. So, via USB-C, you can connect it to your computer and actually use it as a USB interface as well. So it's multiple things.
Very cool. So how are we going to do this? We're going to check out some features, maybe like the layout and the navigation?
Yeah.
Navigation, is the right word?
Yeah, so I did two other videos with this. I did kind of a first impressions video, and I did one where I captured a bunch of my amps, which we're actually going to use today. And all the stuff I've captured, that's my stuff, is available on ToneNet. So there's links below. And if you go to ToneNet and you just in a search, you type in Gabor, Gabor. I called everything Gabor's this, Gabor's that, Gabor's. Sure. So, you know, the egomaniac I am. But it's just easy to find. So if you just search in ToneNet and just type in Gabor, you find all these.
And it's a whole platform for sharing these profiles. There's already a bunch on there.
There's thousands of things on there.
I'm sure it'll be bigger and better over time.
Also, actually, before we start, should mention, so this, at the time of recording this, is $399 US and also euros. And it includes ToneX Max, which is the full shebang stuff. So ToneX, you can get a free version of ToneX, but then you don't have access to their IK Multimedia did a whole bunch of tone models. So they did a Dumble amp, there's a whole bunch of Marshall packs and high gain packs and bluesy packs, and also a whole bunch of pedals that IK Multimedia themselves did. With the Max version, you get access to all that stuff, plus unlimited downloads from ToneNet, because I think if you get the free version, you get only an X amount per month or something like that. Sure. Or whatever it is, I'm not sure what it is. But if you buy this, you get the full version, and I think you get the standard version of Amplitude as well.
Bargain.
All included when you buy it. Yeah. Okay, so what we do today, we're plugged in, we're going direct in. So that just goes into that, and then via that into that.
My science computer.
And then via that into your phone and into your ears. And we're just going mono because, I mean, most of those amps are recorded in mono, so we just plug it in mono, but you can go in stereo. Maybe the reverbs are stereo, but I think it's more meant so you can go out into other stereo things.
Maybe some sweet rack gear or something.
Rack gear or something like
Which
that,
it is
right?
sweet. Rack gear.
Or even the reverb,
Yep, the other profile boxes?
Yeah, the X pedal, what are they called? X series.
X series.
Is it X series? Reverb that we did a video of that was up there before. Okay, so let's just go basically at the layout. So you've got what you would have on an amp. You have gain, bass, mids, treble, and volume. Up here you've got model select. We'll get into that in a second. And you've got presets. So with this, if you move it, you go to different presets. And then if you hold it in, you can save stuff. So you can save stuff on here as well. Now you also have secondary functions. So if you push this in, the little alt light comes on, and then all these knobs become what it says on the bottom. So it's a reverb mix, the threshold for compression and noise gate. You've got presence and depth. Depth being what presence is. So presence is the high end on a power amp stage. Depth is the low end on a power amp stage.
It's like not bass, but a weight.
A weight that you add to it. And again, you get rid of that alt by holding that in, and then it's the top of that. right?
Yep.
You also have, and then again, you can change it through this as well by pushing both buttons at the same time. You can scroll through banks, right? And you can go to different banks. We'll just go back to that one. You also have a whole bunch of other functions you can get into by pushing the parameter button. So parameters is extra parameters you can get into. So things like the volume of the actual model as opposed to the output volume. You have a noise gate. You have the noise gate release time, the noise gate depth. You have compression on here. We've got the makeup gain of the compression, the attack of the compression. You can patch the compression either in front of the amp or after the amps. You can change the frequencies of the bass. You can change the Q of the mids. You can change the frequencies of the mids. You can change the frequencies of the treble. You can also patch the EQ in front or after the amp. You have the mix. So, for example, if you have a distortion pedal or fuzz or something like that you've modeled or captured, you can blend in some of the dry signal. You also have reverb, and within reverb, so you have it either off or on. So this is the off or on switch for reverb. Then you have the reverb types, where you have 3 different types of spring. You have a room and a plate reverb. You have the time of the reverb, how much reverb you want. You have a pre-delay for the reverb, and you have a color for the reverb, meaning a brighter or darker reverb. The mix of the reverb is assigned to that knob with the old function. You also, as you're doing things, and this is the back signal, back button, bat signal. If you're on a preset and you haven't made any changes, the light is green. If you make any changes to it, the light goes kind of orangey colored. So you know changes have been made to the preset.
And whether you want to save them or not, obviously.
There's also global settings you can get into. Within some of these global settings, you can assign an expression pedal, which, watch one of our other, like the X-Time, I think it's the X-Time. The delay, not the delay, the reverb. And one of the other pedals, X-Bass, is up here. We went through all the functions and all the controls when it comes to an expression pedal. Also MIDI. There's all MIDI capability. It's MIDI, isn't it? Yeah, there's MIDI. So you can assign external MIDI controllers and do a whole bunch of MIDI stuff. And if you use like an ES8 or any kind of like a loop switching kind of scenario, you can control everything via MIDI. An expression pedal, any of the controls you can blend from one to the other, basically. I mean, that's in a nutshell.
There is also a computer editor program which you can move stuff around.
So basically what you do is you do everything on a computer. Well, not everything, but I mean, if you capture one of your amps, you do all that on the computer, and then you just drag it onto this. It's literally a split screen. You have the stuff on your computer down the bottom. You have the stuff that's on here arranged in the banks and everything up above, and you just drag it onto where you want it to be. And you can download those.
You don't have to use the capturing type part of the whole system. You can just download other people's captures.
Yeah, so you can preview. You can preview all the captures on ToneNet, and then you can download the ones you want, or you can just drag it straight onto here. So I actually got a few from. Is it Michael Nielsen? Is that his name?
Michael, someone.
Big Hairy Guitars.
Big Hairy Guitars. Go follow him because he's awesome.
He does some great videos, and 2 of his captures I put on here as well. And you literally just go to ToneNet, you find it there, you drag and put it onto a, bank whatever, and A, B, or C. It's as easy as that. So should we just quickly have a look at some of these? I mean, I know there's a lot of talking, but there's timestamps, so you can skip all that sort of stuff. Should we just have a look at a bunch of my captures, and then look at some of the stuff you can do with it?
Let's go.
Sorry, I was going to say, this is my Engel Ironball SE, and it's a clean tone for it.
Cool.
Now, at the moment, it's just set to how I captured it. So it was captured... there's a video I did here, and I'll link to it down below as well, with all the, where it explained how I did everything. But it's at the moment set exactly the way it was when I captured it. We haven't changed any of the stuff on there yet. So let's see what you wanted to change.
Sure, okay.
So knowing you want reverb. So let's put a little bit of reverb. So for the reverb, I'm going to go to the old functions, and then this is the reverb mix. Let's see what reverb it is at the moment. So I put 40 milliseconds. That's why I did that. Because
the pre-delay.
The pre-delay.
Yeah,
so I put
cool.
40 milliseconds, a little less, maybe
Meow.
30 milliseconds.
Bit of meow.
Bit of meow, exactly right. So we've added a plate reverb now. Does that sound right? Do you want more or less?
No, it's cool.
Cool.
I dig. And,
Anything else you want to change? Do you want to...
So you've captured it clean, right?
I captured it totally clean, yeah.
How gainy can
Okay.
you change it?
Okay, so it was sort of slight, little bit of hair on it, a little bit of breakup, maybe because you've got lower output pickups.
Well, these are hot Texasy things.
Okay, so let's crank the gain. Let's see how gainy we can get.
Bacon tone.
That sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's check out some of the compression, right? So this is just a threshold for the compression. Where would you like the threshold to be?
At a good spot.
Okay, well, let's find a random
I
spot.
guess we could feel it. We had
Yeah.
the dynamics and stuff. Yeah.
Now, was that all right?
That's cool. Yeah.
Because you can change if you want,
Yeah.
you can change the,
Where is it?
wherever it is,
Where
here.
is it?
So you can change compression is on now. You can change the makeup gain for attack. Do you want attack to be, it's 5 milliseconds?
Oh, maybe make it longer
Longer?
to make it give it some space in the front.
How long?
A bit.
Okay, well, this is 20 milliseconds. Oh, so now it's at the moment it's post, so we
Yeah.
can change it. This is now pre.
We go.
You prefer it pre or post?
I prefer it before.
Pre. Okay, so let's go
It's a
pre.
little bit limiting on the back end.
Cool. I mean that's a compression.
Yeah.
Do you want anything else? Do you want the EQ patch? So at the moment we're post EQing it.
Okay. Actually, maybe before.
Pre.
A little opens it up a bit.
Okay. So I mean that's it's quite a different sound to what it originally was.
Sure.
Now the other thing you can also do, so you have this switch button up the top here, right? By pushing that in, so this tells you the actual full name, Gabor's Clean Iron Ball. That's what it's called when you download it in ToneNet. I made a sort of an abbreviated name, INC, just so I know it's Iron Ball Cleanser, so you can see it easy on here.
Cool.
But by pushing this, right, so this gives you the full name. It also lets you select amp or cabinet. Now you can change the actual amps on here. So all the amps that are stored on here, that are part of that are on the presets on here, you can select between.
Sure.
But you can also go to cabinets, right? So at the moment, we're using the modeled cabinet that I modeled with or captured, I think is the name they used. The cabinet I captured with my amp.
Yep.
But you can use any of the other captured models that are on here, or you can use. Oh, hang on, and I pushed the wrong button. Or you can go into cabs and you can use their virtual cabinets. So this is a bunch of cabinets that are just on there that you can use
Willy-nilly.
Willy-nilly. Within all that as well, so you have a whole bunch of different cabinets, and within that you can select different microphones, you can change the positioning of the microphone and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
So should we have a look at one of the virtual cabinets now?
Sure, just for funsies.
Just for funsies. So the 1x15
changes the mid-range a lot.
Yeah. Any of them you kind of liked? We haven't gone through all of them yet. There's more.
Oh, sorry, I'll keep going.
Bass cabinets.
Oh, that'd be bass, yes.
Yeah, 8x10s. Oh, 8x10. Was there one in particular that you can think of that you liked?
I kind of like the original one. Just because we built the sound around that sound.
But just to go into here, because for example, you can get, okay, let's see, what does that sound like? Because now, just to show it, right? So now that changed from a sort of a orange yellow color to green. If it were to go blue, that would mean it would be an external third-party AR, which you can load on there as well. I haven't done it yet, but I mean, if you wanted to load one on there. But now, if you go into these parameters here, right, there's some extra parameters that would appear. Magically. So after color, where it ended before, now you have Reso, mic 1, I think that's a positioning, or if it's on axis, off axis, mic 2, mix as well for the mics. So you can muck around with the actual sound of the actual mics with that speaker. So let's check that out too. So sure. Reso, for example. The resonance, I think it goes trebly as you go up. Hang on, I was just trying to find, I thought I had it up, but I didn't have it up, the actual what it means. So we've got the resonance. Let's change mic 1. So we've got a condenser. Your 3 options: condenser, dynamic, or ribbon. Ribbon sounded good. It added a bit of bottom end to it.
Yep.
And then you can change, I think there's a positioning.
Yep.
On the x-axis and the z-axis. So you can change where you're placing it, basically. In and out, yeah. I mean, that sounds good. I just randomly did a mix with the mics. Sure. But I mean, that actually sounds pretty good.
Yeah, you can tweak.
You can tweak ways. So this is built-in cabinets, which they're called their virtual cabinets within this, right? And I mean, that's pretty much that, as far as I know. Also, you can also go into here and change the amps, so you can go through all the different amps that you have on here. You also have, if you hold that in, no, hang on, if you hold that in, yes, you go into your presets, presets or global presets. So within this, you can, via preset, you can, so at the moment, hang on, so if we go back one. So presets, you have presets and global presets. Preset is on a preset by preset basis. You can change what the external controls on the back. You have an input where you can either have an expression pedal or a single extra button or 2 buttons. You can change that from preset to preset. There's a learn function. You can change the amps, the cabinets. That's all within the preset parameters. And then you have the global parameters. And within the global parameters, you can change the way the naming is displayed, the way you navigate through the banks you can change. You can also do a global cabinet.
Yeah, cool.
Assign, you can change the way the user mode. You can do global settings for external controls. MIDI channel you can change MIDI through. You have interface, for the interface, the volume. You can change the volume on that. You have the operation mode, whether you use it for live mode or as an interface. You also have the USB out. You can reassign different things. Info on firmware. So this is pre-release. So this is firmware 1.01. I'm not sure what firmware will be out once it's actually released, but it gives you all that sort of stuff, and you can do a factory reset as well. So that's basically what you can do within the global settings. Most of the functions within the preset settings and global settings we've looked at before, linked to one of the other, like the X space. And the X drive, I think it is. Whatever. Yeah. We've done videos with that, and we looked at all that sort of stuff in MIDI compatibility as well. I mean, that's basically just this. So should we look at it? Maybe look at another. Let's look at a more gainy. Let's look at the same amp, the Iron Ball Drive preset that I've got.
Okay.
There's a compression.
Sure.
Add a compression to the front again now.
I wasn't watching.
Yeah. And we can not that there's much noise there, but there's a noise gate there if you want to.
They are
use
single
it as well.
cores, and they do single core things.
Yeah.
Silly now.
Yeah. So I mean that's another one of my presets. Let's do quickly just to show.
Do you want to show your pride and joy presets with the
DoD ones?
DoD amps?
Well, we can do the DoD ones as well, but quickly, just I want to do. This is my, again, they're all available. This is my Angle Powerball capture. This is channel 4 on the Angle Powerball, just to show that low tunings work. So there's a Carvin with Fishman Fluent modern pickups in it, tuned to drop C tuning. And so, for example, Metal Dudes.
Yes.
We need a noise gate, don't we? The very quickly in comparison,
All I did was put a little bit of smiley face EQ on it, just for funsies.
this is the hairy guitars man,
Michael.
And that's his Mesa Boogie. That's a Mesa Boogie quad something or other that he did. It's available on ToneNet. I just put it on there. It's a really cool. Again, bit of noise gate. Works great.
Massive.
I mean, it's just a show. There's tons of stuff in there. I've done also in the video I did, which is linked below on my, where I talk about my tone captures. I ran a tube screamer into it as well. It takes pedals really well. To me, it sounds exactly the same. So I ran a tube screamer style pedal into it and I beat it with the real amp. So if you want to see that, how the amp takes the tube screamer and that takes the tube screamer. So, you know, just to check it out. But I mean, that's basically that.
This is obviously meant to be a kind of guided tour through the pedal and the navigation, all the features. Wasn't much playing, but hopefully you got something out of it.
Yeah. There's two other videos to watch.
Yeah.
And if there's anything specific you want me to do with this, let me know in the comments below and I'll try to do a video with that.
And we got some fun amps. Might capture the old PV or something.
PV and that, yeah.
And the Chandler, that's a fun thing. Let us know in the comments below. What do you want to see?
Yeah.
It's a pretty powerful little box.
Yeah. And on that note,
thanks for hanging.
See you in the next one.
Keep it real. Sick. Bye.